You're about to discover the secret that can completely transform your spiritual life in just 21 days. But first, I need to warn you about something 99 of people do wrong, and that sabotages all their efforts at liberation. During over 2 decades of helping people find their true identity in Christ, I've discovered a destructive pattern that repeats itself in virtually every case of spiritual stagnation. If you stick around until the end of this video, it'll teach you exactly how to break once and for all the vicious cycle of negativity that has been stealing your peace, your faith, and your blessings. So grab your coffee, sit back, and let's join you on this journey that will revolutionize your relationship with God. If you're seeking real transformation in your spiritual life, don't forget to subscribe to the channel now and turn on the notification bell, because every week I bring powerful content that will strengthen your faith and bring you closer to God. And if this video touches your heart, share it with someone who also needs this message of hope. Have you ever woken up with that strange feeling that something isn't right, even though you can't quite pinpoint what it is? That heaviness in your chest, that inner voice whispering that nothing will work out, that you're not enough, that things will only get worse? Maybe it's that anxiety that tightens your stomach before you even set foot on the ground, or that feeling of emptiness that persists even when everything seems to be going well. If you're nodding your head in agreement, I need to tell you something that could revolutionize your life. This negativity that seems so natural and inevitable is actually a prison from which God wants to free you today. Millions of people wake up every day carrying burdens they were never meant to carry, allowing toxic thoughts to contaminate their hearts and sabotage their dreams. But what if I told you there was a golden key capable of unlocking any lock in this mental prison? What if I told you that the patriarchs of faith knew this secret and use it to win impossible battles? The inconvenient truth no one wants to admit is this: we become addicted to our own negativity because it gives us a false sense of control and protects us from disappointment. It's safer to expect the worst than to risk trusting and being hurt again. However, this survival strategy that once protected us has become our own trap, preventing us from experiencing the genuine peace and liberation God has prepared for us. Today, you'll discover not only how to identify these destructive patterns, but most importantly, how to replace them with an unshakable faith that transforms your reality from the inside out. Prepare for a journey that will shake your deepest foundations and show you that the healing you so desperately seek is closer than you think. Imagine for a moment that you are a traveler on a long and challenging journey. At first, your backpack is light and you walk with firm, confident steps. But as the miles stretch on, you collect stones along the way, some small, almost imperceptible, others larger and heavier. Each stone represents an unresolved hurt, a pent-up resentment, a harsh word that echoed in your heart for days on end, a disappointment with God you never confessed, a dream that died and left a hole in your soul. At first, you don't even notice the extra weight, but gradually your posture changes, your shoulders hunch, and each step becomes more difficult. This is precisely the reality of those who allow negativity to accumulate in their inner lives, transforming what was supposed to be a journey of faith into a journey of unnecessary suffering. The most tragic thing is that many of these obstacles weren't even theirs to begin with. They were inherited from past generations, absorbed from toxic environments, or imposed by people who were also wounded. The point is, our hearts weren't designed by God to be an emotional dumping ground. They were created to be a temple, a sacred place where the divine presence dwells and flows freely. When we fill the sacred space with anxiety, fear, anger, and disappointment, we are literally blocking the channel through which God's blessings should flow. It's like trying to fill a cup that's already overflowing with dirty water. No matter how much clean water you pour, it will simply overflow without cleaning what was already there. Therefore, before we seek more peace, more joy, or more healing, we need to create inner space by emptying out what doesn't belong in our spiritual environment. Liberation always begins with this courageous decision to release what weighs us down. Did you know that holding a grudge is literally like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die? It seems absurd when we put it that way, but that's exactly what we do when we refuse to forgive. Every time we remember an offense, dwell on betrayal, or harbor anger toward someone, we're injecting toxins directly into our hearts. Medical studies have shown that holding a grudge produces excess cortisol, weakens the immune system, and can even cause heart problems. The irony is that while you're eating away at yourself, the person who hurt you is probably sleeping peacefully, unaware of the torment you're experiencing. Forgiveness is not a favor we do for others. It is a liberation we grant ourselves. It is the golden key that unlocks the invisible chains that imprison our souls in a dungeon of negativity. Jesus knew this when he taught his disciples to pray, "Forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors." He was establishing a spiritual law. Our ability to receive forgiveness is directly linked to our willingness to offer it. But hayrase the trick. Forgiveness doesn't mean pretending nothing happened or blindly trusting the person who hurt us again. It means consciously choosing not to allow the pain of the past continue contaminating our present. It's saying to God, "Lord, I place this wound in your hands and choose peace over revenge." It's establishing healthy boundaries while freeing your heart from the prison of resentment. When you make this decision, and believe me, it's a decision, not a feeling, something supernatural happens within you. It's as if a fresh breeze begins to circulate in a room that's been stuffy for years. Your faith strengthens because you stop wasting emotional energy on the past and begin investing it in the future God has prepared for you. But how do you transform this theoretical knowledge into a daily practice that actually works? Hayrase a truth that may shock you. Your words are like invisible seeds you plant every day in the garden of your reality. Every time you say, "Nothing goes right in my life," "I always fail," or "Things only get worse," you're literally programming your heart and mind to accept and seek these experiences. The Bible wasn't joking when it said in Proverbs 18:21 that death and life are in the power of the tongue. This is a spiritual law as real as gravity. The problem is that most people go around planting seeds of failure and then wonder why their lives don't flourish. Your words create the internal environment where your faith will grow or wither, where negativity will thrive or be driven out. They act like a spiritual magnet, attracting into your life what you confess more frequently and intensely. The good news is that you can completely reprogram your reality simply by changing what comes out of your mouth. Instead of saying, "I'm an anxious person," start declaring, "God gave me a spirit of power, love, and self-control." Replace "I can never forgive" with "Forgiveness flows naturally from my heart because God teaches me to love." It may sound artificial at first, and it will be, but hayrase the secret. You don't need to feel to speak, you speak to feel. Your words of faith create a new internal atmosphere, and little by little your heart begins to believe what your mouth is confessing. It's like reprogramming a computer. You install new software, and it starts to work differently. But there's something even more powerful than your words, the environment you choose to nurture your transformation. Have you ever noticed how some people can drain your energy in just 5 minutes of conversation? They enter the room complaining about life, spreading gossip, or exuding pessimism. And when they leave, you feel like you've been run over by an emotional steamroller. This is no coincidence. It's a spiritual law in action. The psalmist was very wise when he wrote in Psalm 1 about not walking in the counsel of the wicked, not standing in the path of sinners, and not sitting in the seat of scoffers. He was warning us that our faith and inner peace are profoundly influenced by the voices we allow to echo in our ears. If you want to free yourself from negativity, you need to do a rigorous audit. What kind of words have you been listening to? What kind of environment have you been frequenting? What music has been filling your quiet moments? What content have you been consuming on social media? But hayrase the twist. You don't have to cut everyone out of your life to find healing and deliverance. The key is to be intentional about how you manage your influences. Start by limiting your time with people who drain your emotional energy and increase your time with those who strengthen your faith in God. Create specific times of the day to listen to music that lifts your spirit, to read words that nourish your heart, to pray and meditate on God's promises. It's like creating a portable sanctuary, a sacred space you carry within yourself, where negativity is not allowed to enter. When you do this consistently, something extraordinary happens. You stop absorbing the atmosphere around you and start radiating it. People notice that there's something different about you, a peace that can't be explained, a joy that doesn't depend on circumstances. But this brings us to the final and most crucial step in this journey of transformation. Hayrase a mistake most people make. They think that simply expelling negativity will free them, but they forget to fill the empty space. It's like cleaning a house completely and then leaving it empty, only for it to accumulate dust and dirt again. Jesus himself warned about this when he spoke of the unclean spirit that, upon leaving a person, returns to find a house swept and beautified, but empty. The result? It brings with it 7 other spirits more wicked than itself. True liberation doesn't just happen by removing what's bad, but primarily by filling your heart with God's presence. When you meditate on Philippians 4:8, whatever things are true, whatever things are noble, whatever things are right, whatever things are pure, whatever things are lovely, whatever things are admirable, you are deliberately choosing what will occupy your mind space. It's a daily choice, a conscious commitment to nourish your soul with that which produces life. The key is to create a daily routine of spiritual fulfillment that's stronger than any toxic environment around you. Start your day by expressing gratitude before you even get out of bed. Give thanks for 3 specific things, no matter how small the air you breathe, the bed you slept in, the opportunity for a new day. During the day, when negativity tries to creep in, you'll have already created an internal environment saturated with peace and faith. End each day by reviewing the evidence of God's goodness in your life. However subtle that unexpected smile, a friend's call, the solution that appeared when you least expected it. This simple yet powerful practice creates an atmosphere where forgiveness flows naturally, where healing happens organically, and where your faith becomes unshakable. The end result? Your life becomes a source of liberation not only for you, but for everyone who crosses your path. And now, my dear brother, my dear sister, we come to the most important moment of this entire journey, the decision. You can close this video and continue carrying the same heavy stones in your lives backpack, or you can choose right now to begin emptying this unnecessary weight. The burning question is, which pain would you rather carry, the pain of the discipline of transforming your thoughts and words daily, or the pain of regret for having wasted another year, another month, another day living imprisoned by negativity? God has already done his part by giving you the tools, by sending Jesus to break every curse, by pouring out his Spirit to empower you. Now the choice is in your hands. What environment will you create in your heart starting today? What kind of words will come out of your mouth when you wake up tomorrow? What influences will you allow into your life? I want to make a personal challenge for you for the next 7 days. Practice everything we've shared here. Start each morning by declaring 3 things you're grateful for. Consciously practice forgiving when someone upsets you. Replace at least 1 negative confession with a declaration of faith, and then each day meditating on a specific promise from God for your life. Write down your observations, how you feel when you wake up, what changes you notice in your relationships, what opportunities begin to appear. Then come back here in the comments and tell me how your faith has strengthened, how peace has begun to dwell within you, and how healing has manifested in the most wounded areas of your being. Your transformation may be just the inspiration another brother or sister needs to take the first step toward liberation. If this content touched your heart and you want to continue this journey of spiritual growth, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. Every week we bring new devotionals that will strengthen your walk with God and help you live in the fullness he has prepared for you. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. Sometimes a word of hope at the right time can completely change a person's destiny. Remember, you were called to be salt and light in this world, and your transformation is a first step toward impacting others for eternity. What God did in you, he wants to do through you. May your life be a living testimony that it is possible to live in freedom, peace, and joy, regardless of your circumstances. But wait, before you leave, I need to tell you about the number 1 mistake 99 of people make when trying to free themselves from negativity, and it could be sabotaging all their efforts so far. Stay until the end of the next video, because it'll reveal the secret that great men and women of God use to maintain their unshakable faith even in life's most violent storms.